So that is 11 goals in 2 games. We beat West Ham 6-0. We've now beaten Burnley 5-0. Can we have Villa away next weekend? I mean, claret and blue teams clearly don't like playing against us right now. Incredible, really. What a result and another fantastic performance. That's the main thing. Like, okay, yeah, 5-0. Amazing. Goal difference. Brilliant. We've got the best goal difference in the league now. That's amazing. But the main thing is obviously the result and the performance and the fact that we're playing well and now seeing the goals. This was such a huge issue when we went through that little dip in form, that little rut we were in where we weren't scoring. That was the thing. We were still playing somewhat okay. We were creating a lot of chances. The West Ham loss, for example, it was almost 30 shots, I think, or just over 30 shots. What was stopping that from being a 4-0, 5-0? It's just a bit of luck sometimes. And obviously the shots need to be good quality, but we are seeing good quality now. Saka, oh my God, 6 goals in 5 games. I think that is now. Two games in a row with a double. Ødegaard, goal and assist. Trossard, brilliant goal. Havertz, fantastic goal. Kivior with the assist. And Kivior has been so good. Oh, my God. I think what it is, guys, okay, and this is the 2006 to 2020 era of being an Arsenal supporter, where I went through so much just suffering. That's what it was. We suffered. Arsenal fans suffered. And yes, of course, we were still supporting one of the best teams in the game. Okay, we weren't winning trophies. Okay, we went through a really difficult time. But look, we weren't getting relegated. We weren't having issues where the club might be dissolved and things like that. But footballing-wise, it was a travesty for a while. And it feels so good to watch Arsenal again. And it has been this way for a good 2 years now. And it does come down to this man right here. Mikel Arteta has worked absolute magic with this club. And I just think a lot of non-Arsenal fans, they find it so frustrating that we hype up this team so much and then we really, I guess, heap pressure on them when we're not doing so well. And it comes across as very fickle and very plastic. And, you love them when they're winning, you hate them when they're losing. But the thing is, us Arsenal fans, everyone watching this, if you're an Arsenal fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've suffered for so long. And now it's just... when we're on defence and I see that Saliba is chasing the ball back or he's one-on-one with someone, it's like, it's fine. Saliba's there. We're good. Do you know how insane it is to feel that way, having gone through the amount of terrible defenders we've gone through? Koscielny was good. Vermaelen, pretty good. And Mertesacker on his day was pretty good. But these players they were good. They were pretty good. But having Saliba and Gabriel, Ben White, I mean, even Raya coming off his line, he's such a good sweeper keeper. And Kivior, Zinchenko, whoever's playing at left back, like it's a different world. I'm watching my football club and I'm not really worried as much. Obviously, there are still moments. There are still mistakes we saw against Liverpool. And, Zinchenko defensively can be a little bit suspect. But I can talk about Saliba specifically. There's so many times today the ball goes over the top and he's chasing back with Fofana, whoever. And I'm just like, yeah, Saliba's just going to get it. Like, who cares? And there he is, sweeping it up. And I'm just saying, as an Arsenal fan that's been through the last 20 years since we were so dominant in the early 2000s, I deserve this, okay? I've been so patient and watching this team is just a joy. It just so happens we've coincided with a Man City treble winning team, a Liverpool team pushing them to the absolute limit. If this was 5, 6, 7 years ago, we'd be winning the league if we had a team like this. It's going to be close. We're going to be right there. Quick word on Burnley before we go to the stats and talk about the players. It's not looking great for Burnley. They are still 19th. They're now a minus 30 goal difference. That hurts. They are going to go down. I think we can all agree that it's looking bleak for Burnley and Sheffield United. But, you never know. They could go on a little run. But, with 13 games to go, they've only got 13 points. It's not looking good for them. Everton, I think, will be fine. I think it's probably going to be Luton that go down with them. But I hope not. I've quite enjoyed watching Luton. I actually have. But I think Burnley, looking at the setup and obviously they were so good in the Championship, and as soon as you get promoted in the Premier League, you can't play the way you were. Burnley were playing such great, expansive football. You just can't get away with that as soon as you go into the Premier League. They've had to adjust, and it just hasn't worked. I don't know about this 4-4-2. I don't know if that really worked out well. The players they've brought in have been okay, but realistically speaking, they need to be 1 or 2 points behind 17th, 16th, not so many points behind. It's going to be really tough for them. They will go back down, but I think they have a great chance of coming back up, and I would keep company there. They can bounce back, use that parachute payment they get from the Premier League, spend it wisely on some good Championship level players that can grow into Premier League players, and then go again in a couple of years. That's what I would be feeling right now as a Burnley fan. And can I just say as well, Burnley were one of those typical kind of Stoke-esque teams that everyone just associated with lumping the ball forward, boring football, all of this stuff. Nowadays, Burnley are seen as a bit more of an exciting team to watch, and that, I think, is worth promotion, relegation, and promotion again, maybe. I think it's kind of worth that to change the way the club is seen, reputation-wise, and to watch your team play good football like they did last season. It's a tough one to take this year. I get it. Quickly through the team today, Raya, again, just unbelievable. He's got the joint most clean sheets in the league now. We're not hearing the argument anymore, are we, with Ramsdale, Raya, who's going in goal? I think Raya's made it his own, and it's difficult to bring Ramsdale back in, really. Kivior, imperious at left-back, very good today, making that role his own. I kind of feel like Zinchenko's got a bit of a battle to get back in now. Gabriel Saliba-White, fantastic today. Havertz, his goal. I didn't know he had it in him. I always expect him to square it in that kind of situation, but he's gone alone and he's tucked it away brilliantly well. That's going to help his confidence. He was brilliant today. A lot of off-the-ball stuff with Havertz. I think we've got to stop associating him with goals, being a striker or a really attacking player. He's playing a completely different role in this Arsenal team. It's the interceptions, it's the press, it's the off-the-ball movements, and he's always available for a pass. I think he's doing really well. Rice, brilliant again. Ødegaard, for me, was man of the match, not Saka. Saka, again, though, incredible. Trossard, really good. And Martinelli, very harsh to get a 6.9. He was absolutely cooking their left side. Side note, I hope Ramsey's okay, by the way. Didn't look great for him. In terms of players coming off the bench, would have liked to have seen Emil Smith-Rowe earlier. It's a little bit of a shame. And Nketiah had a couple of okay moments, but I think his days are numbered, if I'm honest. The gap between the first team and some of these players is just getting too much. Reece Nelson didn't do too much. I actually thought Cedric was pretty good. And Jorginho held our midfield up well for the last kind of 20 minutes or so. There was 10 minutes added on. I remember this portion of the game where we weren't getting enough of the ball, but it felt very much like, it's okay, just calm, chill, relax. And then we went on another bit of domination. But yeah, we've smoked them, really, haven't we? They did nothing with the ball. With the ball that they did have, they did nothing with it. We've dominated. We really have. So if we go into the league table here, that of course means we leapfrog City, who are just about to take on Chelsea, which they will win, I'm pretty sure. It's 5 wins on the bounce. I believe that's the first time we've won all of our games after a new year. 5 games in a row, 5 wins. We've never done that before. We always seem to have a massive dip in form after Christmas, and I think we should be going to Dubai every year. The Dubai break completely reinvigorated the team, didn't it? And of course, up next, let me go into their fixtures. You guys know I like to do this now. So we're back in the Champions League. I'm hoping we're going to see Thomas Partey for that one. And then a home game against Newcastle, who drew again today. I think they drew to Bournemouth, so we should be good for that. Couple of tweets I want to show you guys. Look at this. Saka in his last 6 Prem games. 1 assist, 6 goals is that? So that's 4, 6, 7. Okay, it's more. It's more. 7 goals, 1 assist in his last 6 games. I think it's 6 goals in 5 games. Yeah. It's right there. Why am I trying to do it in my head? He's hitting some really good form, but you do have to remember quite a few of them are penalties. We've had a few penalties recently, but he's still got to score them, and it was close today. Trafford pretty much saved it. I mean, he's right there. It just went under his hand. What does that even mean, pretty much saved it? He either did or he didn't, Matt. I think you know what I mean. He was very close. He'll watch that back and probably think he should have done better. And this is the first time Arsenal have scored 5 goals in back-to-back away games. Very, very impressive. And one thing we do need to just double-check, guys, if I go into the main results here. Oh, what do we have here? Oh dear. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's Operation Arsenal. It's 11 goals in 2 games, 19 in 4 games, I think. 19 goal difference. Unbelievable. Instead of bottling it late, we bottled it a bit earlier this season, and now we're going on a run. Maybe we've got enough in our tank to finish the season really, really well. We're going into that final third now. We've just got to keep going. Come on, boys.